Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube universe, what is going on with you on this Tuesday? It is a Tuesday evening, May 9th, 2023, I believe, roughly 7:30 p.m. California time. I'm, of course, your always gracious host, Fallon from GoNootropics.com, coming at you with the Mango Boost. Cheers. The Sunny Select. We are cruising through with a bit of industry news, animating the carcass once again. Similar to Science.Bio, animating the carcass. Their dead carcass has been reanimated in a surprising bit of industry news. Science.Bio was, a company I promoted for a long time back when I did nootropics videos. Perhaps the real only competitor to Nootropics Depot, in my mind, was Science.Bio. They had a lot of the nootropics. They had the paracetam for a while. They had the phenylparacetam. They had all the things, you could kind of go to Nootropics Depot and get. But they also had a lot of these SARMs, these SARMs, baby. Selective androgen receptor modulators, I believe. I've never messed with SARMs, obviously, probably never will. But this was a good company. A lot of people used their SARMs. They had like a weird thing going on. They were like moonlighting as like this company that only sold to researchers. This was like their thing. We only sell to researchers only, and we only sell to labs and this and that. They moonlighted as like this company that only worked with like professionals. If you go on their website, you see that they don't call their buyers customers, they call their buyers clients, right? Because old Science.Bio wants to maintain this image that, well, they don't really sell to consumers who will be, of course, consuming the product. They are selling to researchers and research laboratories only. So with some of their products, you kind of had to jump through a couple hoops. And this seemed to work well for a while. You didn't have to jump through hoops with every product, but certain products were certainly limited. But in 2021, they closed down. To understand this, you're going to have to go back to 2019, when I believe Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, good old Chuck Grassley, introduced a bill into Congress that would amend the Controlled Substances Act to include these SARMs in the same scheduling as anabolic steroids. So if you're a company like Science.Bio who relies on, selling their SARMs, this is a big rut row moment, right? When Congress introduces a bill that's going to take down all your products. Well, this is a big rut row moment indeed. So that was introduced in 2019, and kind of towards the end of 2021, they closed down. This is like 2 years later. I guess maybe that's when they found out about it. The bill was introduced in 2019. They don't see the writing on the wall until the end of 2021. So that's kind of like, maybe they just didn't know. Maybe they had other reasons for closing, and that was just kind of like, this is just what we'll say. They didn't just have SARMs. They had a whole bunch of other things. They had a whole sister company, Botany.bio. I don't really think they needed to close. They could have just, kind of got rid of their SARMs and just kind of kept the train rolling. But they chose to close down, and they've been closed for the better part of maybe a little bit over a year now. I'm not sure exactly, but they closed down for a long time. And now all of a sudden, excuse me, we're getting these emails, right? Science.Bio reopening. What does this mean? Everything's pre-order, right? You go on their site, everything's pre-order. And I scoured their site for information like, well, how long is shipping going to take? When are you going to get products? This is what pre-order is. They don't have the product yet. And so you pre-order it, you get on the lists, and then when they have the stock in, they ship it to you. And I found a thread on Reddit from apparently the owner of Science.Bio or somebody from Science.Bio claiming that it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks, 12 weeks in some cases for their product to come in and for people to get their loot. And everything's on pre-order, even paracetam, which I found fairly dubious. You know, paracetam is one of these things, it's like nobody has it. It's like, what is going on with paracetam? This has kind of been the big question. I want to say it has nothing to do with like regulations, right? Oh, and by the way, this 2019 SARMs bill didn't even pass. It did not even pass. They did nothing with it. Nobody voted on it. Nobody cared. And, you know, there's these conspiracies that it's like, oh, the government's trying to take away your fund. The government's trying to, big pharma lobbying these senators and these Congress members and this and that. This SARMs bill, to me, if that was the case, seems like a slam dunk. Like, if that was the case, why would they not sign off on this bill and make SARMs a controlled substance, a Schedule II substance like anabolic steroids? Why would that not be a slam dunk for governments? You know, so this idea that government is going after these weird, obscure nootropics and these weird, obscure things that really nobody buys in the grand scheme of things. Like, you got to understand, the pharmaceutical industry is a $1 billion industry. You think they care if there's like a few hundred autistic people on Reddit using some obscure nootropic, right? It's like they don't care. Certainly that's the case with some things. I'm not going to deny that government doesn't do that. But in these cases like this SARMs Act, this seemed like a slam dunk. It never went through. It was never passed. Nobody voted. Nobody cared. And so here is Science.Bio coming back with everything like on pre-order. And, you know, you could go right now to Science.Bio, put paracetam in your cart, give them money or whatever, and what? You're going to wait 6 weeks? Do you really believe you're going to get paracetam from Science.Bio and nobody has it? Nobody knows what's going on? You think that paracetam's going to come to your door in 6 weeks? I hope so. I really hope so. I really hope Science.Bio has some kind of finger on the pulse of how to make paracetam or how to get it or do something. But when I saw that you could, you know, pay for paracetam on pre-order, I was kind of like a little suspicious that that's even a remote possibility at this point. You know, because we've seen all these companies go under. Nobody has paracetam. I believe certain overseas vendors, Cosmic, Nootropic, RU Pharma, you can get like the Russian paracetam capsules, you know, so the Russians seem to have a bead on this when others don't. But I think paracetam, something has happened to where they can't get the ingredients to synthesize it, or some kind of overseas regulations took place. Nobody's making paracetam. They can't get what they need to do it, or it's not financially possible anymore. You know, I remember when Mondial K went out of business, and I bought up a lot of his paracetam, and I personally found, out of all the things that I carried during the Alice's Restaurant heyday, first of all, paracetam was the slowest moving thing that I had. And second of all, the profit margins were not that good on paracetam to begin with. It takes up, you know, a lot of space compared to other nootropics, other things. And it's like the profits aren't that good. I don't know if that's the case for other companies. And I will frequently get these emails from Chinese vendors about, hey, you know, we have such and such in stock. Chinese vendors contacting me. They don't have paracetam. They never have paracetam on their lists. Alibaba had it for a long time. If you went on Alibaba, you could find paracetam back in the days, but that's not the case anymore. So it's like Nobody has it. Not even these really obscure overseas markets have it. So to think that Science.Bio is going to get piracetam in, I mean, I'm really rooting for that right now. I'm really rooting that they pull some strings to make it happen. But at the same time, I'm not going to give them any money for that particular nootropic until they actually have stock, because right now it's just not really believable. And how much of this product are they actually going to get in? Are they going to get product for everything? They have a whole list of SARMs, a whole range of nootropics, stuff you can't get anywhere right now, available for pre-order. You're telling me they're going to get every single one of those back in stock? You're going to give them your money on pre-order and it's going to come in? So it's kind of like, I really want to put my faith into Science.Bio. I've purchased from them in the past. I've got nothing but good things to say about Science.Bio and their product from what I've ordered, from what I've tried in the past. I'm happy to see them come back and compete with, Nootropics Depot, who really doesn't have any of that stuff anymore. It's kind of cool to see, another hitter come into the industry. But right now I'm just kind of pulling back until they shed some light on it, or I go onto their website and they actually say the stuff is in stock. I don't think I'm going to do this whole pre-order thing, because I just don't believe they're going to get it in. And I'm willing to eat my own hat later if I'm wrong and they actually have all this stuff coming in. I'm not trying to throw them under the bus or devalue them as a company, but, right now, the prospects of piracetam coming in and being available, I just can't believe it right now. And I'm down to like maybe 20 grams of piracetam, which is really, really sad. So I hope they do come up with something. Piracetam would be beautiful, and they've got a lot of other good things, and I hope their company does good, and I hope things work out. Right? Who wouldn't want this to work out? I want it to work out. I know you guys probably want it to work out. But will it work out is the question. If I was a company, I never really understood the pre-order thing. Unless maybe businesses do this because they don't have any cash flow. They need cash flow. So they do this pre-order thing. They don't have anything yet, and it's just kind of like, well, why wouldn't you just come back online when you actually have stuff for us to go buy? That makes the most sense. But businesses do things a little different, and they'll sometimes do things like that. So Science.Bio, reanimating the carcass once again in a dying industry. I'm rooting for them. I really do hope they come back and they're strong. And they become strong, and they become a competitor for Nootropics Depot. This is just all good things. So that is the video of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Fallon, go nootropics.com. Your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Have you placed any pre-orders with Science.Bio? What's your opinion on what is happening? Let us all know. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Excuse me. And I will see you very soon. Peace.